To drug test people in prison?
Correct.
It's also illegal to ask them if they have a penis. Right? Which is a little strange. A little strange. I mean, I'm all for people being able to express themselves and live however they want. However, there was a story that I was reading. I think I sent you this too, Jamie, about this article that was talking about this woman that brutally murdered and raped this woman, and about how unusual it is for a woman to brutally rape and murder another woman. Well, it turns out it's not a woman. It's a trans woman. But they have to call it a woman. So they're saying it's a woman. Like, so there's people that are phrasing it in this woke speak. If you want to define what, you know, like what do you, because woke is hard to define. People kind of know what it is. Like, oh, I fucking hate all this woke shit. But what does that mean? Like, what are you saying? And when you ask people to define it, it does get a little squirrely. It's like, oh, I didn't think about defining this. It's just sort of a thing that I know. And one of the things has to do with gender, because that's one of the biggest cultural changes over the last 10 years. But that one is bananas that they would phrase it that way, that they would say a woman. No, it was his ex. That was his ex-girlfriend that he killed, that he murdered and raped.
Right.
He was a man at the time. He was dating her. Like, to say, oh, it's so unusual for a woman to do that. It's like, what kind of game are we playing where you're talking about crime? And like that person that went to jail and said he was a woman and started banging all the inmates and got 2 of them pregnant, that person brutally murdered his mother with a knife. It's a horrible story. The cops that came to the scene said it was one of the most horrific things they had ever seen. Stabbed her from her face down to the bottom of her legs. Just, you know, an incalculable number of stab wounds probably. But you could say you're a woman, and all of a sudden you're in a woman's prison. And then there's like all these people that like have created a website, like, get her out. She's not supposed to be there. Let her express the gender of her, you know, preference. And like, this is bananas. Like, you guys are out of your fucking mind.
There has to be a birth sex on your future ID. So you have your sex, female, and then your birth sex, like a male or something like that.
Well, that would make sense, but none of this makes sense.
Right.
They would say, who is the doctor to tell you what your sex is? Well, it used to be just gender, but now
Right.
they're equating sex and gender, right? Like, so when that Rachel Levine person became the first female admiral, they were saying female. They weren't just saying woman. They were saying female, as in like this X distinction in the chromosomes. Like, listen, I know it's good to be kind to people. It's good to be nice. It's good to, like, I want you to be whoever you want to be, express yourself however. I love you. But what are we doing? We're in this fucking squirrely lunatic category. Somebody has a great fucking bit that Bill Burr sent me. Let's blow this cat up. I don't know this dude, but this bit is very funny. I'll find it right here. Where it's going around, Jamie, maybe you've seen it. It's a comedian who says he's all for, I'll send it. I don't want to fuck it up. Here, I'll send it to you, Jamie. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Share. Jamie. Bam. It's just, I get where it comes from. I get that people want to let people feel free to be whoever they want. But at the same time, it's like, at what cost to all the other people? You know?
It's getting absurd. It's insane. They're going to have a separate jail just for like the in-betweens or something.
Pray this guy's things. Here it goes.
I don't know how to say that.
Derek Languinus. Is that it? Let me see it again, please. Derek Languinus. It's spelled DerikLengwenus on Instagram.
Trans women competing in women's sporting events. As long as I'm allowed to bet. Yes, I would like to put all my money on the lady with the size 11 sneaker, please.
It's a great
I got
joke.
a feeling about her.
Now,
It's great.
and then this is how squirrely the world's gotten. There's people that'll say that that's transphobic, that bit is transphobic, because people want no criticism, and that's part of the problem. You know, it's like what we were talking earlier about, like what's going on Twitter right now. There's a lot of people that don't want any criticism. People have opinions. They just do. You can't stop them. You can't change their opinions. You know, you can just be you. You got to be you. But some people are just not good at it. They're not good at and as a group, if you've achieved protected status, like a lot of people, they feel like they categorize trans people in a protected class because they've been maligned and because they've been discriminated against. Now they're in a superposition. You know, like some quantum physics shit. you can't even criticize them, even if they're murderers. Mm-hmm. Even if they've brutally raped and murdered their ex-girlfriend, you still have to call them a woman. Even if they were a man at the time, still it's a woman. It's very rare for a woman to do this. Is it? Is it also rare for a woman to have a dick? Because what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? But it's not anymore. You know? So there we are.
I can't even imagine what the world's going to be like in 40 years.
How about 5?
5
How
years.
about 5 years? Who would have thought that everything, like the Leah Thomas thing with swimming, who would have thought that that's like the #1 female swimmer actually has a penis and supposedly has sex with women? Okay. What are we doing? Like, imagine if you're a girl and you work so hard to get a scholarship and, you know, you're born, you didn't go through puberty with male levels of testosterone. Here's something that I found out the other day when we talked about this already, sorry, where James Cameron was saying that the testosterone is a toxin and needs to be released from men's bodies. Women have more testosterone than they have estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I just found out that recently.
I found out from Rob Wolf. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like that's their primary hormone.
And I have more estrogen than women.
That's what I heard. So you are the most healthy, unhealthy person I've ever met. When you got your blood work done, I was like, huh, he's going to be okay.
You've been telling me I am high on estrogen forever. Like, you know, we made jokes about me eating too much edamame or stuff like that.